You're listening to The Hour of the Time. I'm Pooh.
And I'm William Cooper.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You did that good tonight.
I did?
Yeah, you did. You did it really good. I really like that.
Want me to do it again?
No, not tonight. We got a lot of things to talk about. We want to get all the people who were with us at Area 51 to call in tonight and tell us, what they saw and how the trip was and what they learned and all that kind of stuff. And you are going to be my co-host. How about that?
I know that. Silly, you already told me.
Okay. Well, I just want to let everybody out there know. So, if you were with us at Area 51, we would like for you to call in tonight in just a few minutes and tell us all about your experiences. And I tried to tell everybody on Friday night, but I was so tired. And my voice was failing. And I really wanted to go to bed, to tell you the truth. So tonight we let the people who were there tell you all about it. Now, I had something, oh yes, and if you're listening on satellite in the San Joaquin Valley, within listening range of KDNO, turn on your FM radio and see if KDNO is carrying this broadcast, because I'm not sure that they know we're back on satellite again. And if they're not carrying this broadcast, then call the station tonight and tomorrow and let Mr. Palmquist know that the Hour of the Time is back on satellite, just in case. And they may be carrying it. They may already know. But just in case, check it out and see, because we were gone for some time, and without warning, we dropped from the satellite, and I explained what happened to everybody last Friday night. There also may be a delay in the next issue of Veritas coming in. This issue is off the presses. We are in the process of putting the labels on the papers and getting them in the mail, so you can expect your current issue of Veritas shortly, ladies and gentlemen, to appear magically in your mailbox. But the next issue may be late. In fact, we may even have to skip an issue due to circumstances beyond our control. We lost Mike and Sharon due to money problems. And unfortunately, the money problems are real, and we're going to have to put the price of the paper back up to what it was when we first started, and we're going to leave it there. And if anybody complains about it, they'll just have to complain, because we have to live on this end. And if you're consistently losing money and the money going out is more than the money coming in, then you can't even produce a paper. So unfortunately, that's what we have to do. And Annie and I and Pooh are going to try to do it all by ourselves. So in the learning process, we may have to skip one issue of Veritas to make sure that we're doing it right. So I hope that you'll have patience and bear with us. You will get exactly the number of issues that you subscribed for, ladies and gentlemen, and not one single issue less. Don't go away. We'll be right back, and the phones will be open. Pooh will be my co-host, and we will be waiting for calls from those who were with us at Area 51 over the July 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th holiday weekend. And I know who you are, and I know you're listening. Don't be afraid. Call and tell us all about your experiences.
When I heard a guy talk a little
Pooh, looks like we've got our first caller, and I hope it's somebody who was out there with us. Good evening, you're on the air.
Yeah, Mr. Cooper,
Hello?
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
You asked Friday night to send Gary Bourgeois a card?
Yes. Were you out there in Area 51 with us over the 4th of July weekend?
No, I wasn't.
Good night. You're not listening, folks. I want calls only from those who were with us in Area 51, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th of July. That is, if any of them are brave enough to call and talk about their experiences out there. If they're not, I'll tell you what. If you're all too afraid to call, then I'm just going to read all your names over the air. How about that? No, I won't do that. But I hope to hear from some of you. I mean, we talked about this on the Saturday. I told you that I was going to ask you to call in, and everybody seemed agreeable to that, but yet the phone is not ringing. I bet they're all sitting there, ladies and gentlemen, waiting for somebody else to be the first one to call. Don't do that. Just get on your phone and start hitting the redial button, and you'll get your turn. Good evening. You're on the air.
Hey, Bill, it's Gary. Let me turn off my radio real quick. Get across the room.
Okay. Boy, listen to that feedback, Pooh. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
It's really something, huh?
Yeah.
I've got a real squirrely radio set up because we're up here in the mountains and we can barely hear you.
Oh, really? Well, at least you can hear us.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good. I got a little yacht boy 400, and it pulls you in pretty good.
Great. How was your trip home?
Real nice.
How are the boys?
Great. They had a great time.
Wonderful.
Really enjoyed themselves, and they learned a lot, and it was real exciting for them.
What day did you get up there?
July 4th.
July 4th.
Uh-huh. And then we were out there with you 2 nights.
Uh-huh.
And so we got to see the demonstration by the Air Force.
Or whoever it is.
Whoever it was.
We don't know that it's the Air Force.
The green guys or whatever they were.
Yeah, we don't know what they are.
It was a lot of fun though, and it was fun to get to see something because I think the kids would have teased me forever if we didn't see something.
Yeah, I bet they would have, but they saw everything too, huh?
They had a real good time. Yeah, that was really a highlight when they got to see the bizarre antics of that flying machine.
Remember, July 4th was a Thursday, if I'm...
Right, that was Thursday. And Friday night was the night where we got to see the...
Yeah. What did you think when you got there? Were you kind of skeptical?
Oh, no, I was really looking forward to it. I've got your book that shows the Nazi war machines back in the 40s.
Uh-huh.
And that was real interesting information. And then I've always thought it was... ever since I was a young kid, I always thought it was something the military was doing. I never really thought.
Oh, so you didn't buy the deception, huh?
No.
Pooh, you can jump in here anytime you want. You know, you're the co-host.
It would be kind of fun. And Pooh was a lot of fun. And so was her cute little sister.
Did you guys have fun over there?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We're just wishing we could have talked to you more, but you're too busy playing cards all the time.
Hey, Gary, Friday we started with lectures. And, Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
July 4th, we started with lectures.
Those were real enjoyable, too. We really enjoyed that.
And then we went out Thursday night, and we didn't see anything Thursday night at all. I mean, nothing, just a few shooting stars. That's about it.
The sky, yeah.
But tell everybody about the sky out there.
It's crystal clear and gorgeous. Where we live here in the mountains, we're kind of spoiled, too. It's real pretty here, but there's nothing like the desert. Seems like you can see everything in the desert.
Yeah, and there were no lights. None at all.
Yeah, other than a little bit of glow from Vegas.
And that was 135 miles away, and there's so many lights in Vegas, you could see the glow of Vegas really well. Huh?
It looks like a night light 130 miles away.
Yeah. And then Saturday Friday we had the, I guess it was slideshow, wasn't it?
Yeah, slideshow, and I think we did some video too. No, maybe that was Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah, the video was Saturday. I remember that. What'd you think of the slide presentation?
It was great, and I'm really glad you forgot that one tray, because that means I might get a couple copies.
Well, you'll all get the copy that I promised you, and that one...
Blank video, too, so you don't have to buy the video.
Pardon?
I'm going to send you some blank video, too.
Oh, well, thank you.
Pay the cost.
Thank you, that will help. You know, that slide tray that I forgot was really the best slides of them all.
And I'm glad you forgot it. That's great.
But
that was a good oversight on your part.
but you still enjoyed what you saw.
Well, what we saw was fantastic. I mean, you just don't get to see stuff like that all the time, and a lot of times you're real skeptical about what you do see because you don't know what's real and what's fake.
Yeah.
And so it's really nice to know you're being shown something by someone you trust and someone you know would only show you what he saw.
Well, not only that, but I documented it, showed you what books they came out of and their official NASA publications, and you can go find those books and find those same things yourself.
Right, and that's what made it fun too, because you knew you didn't have to sort out the garbage. You knew what you were looking at was documented and well presented.
Yeah. Well, let's get to Friday night. What was it that you saw? I mean, we all went out there. Well, we went out and stayed at the mailbox Thursday night.
Yeah, and then you know that place like the back of your hand. You were blasting through the desert at high speed, leaving us in a dust cloud.
Well, what I was trying to do was leave you far enough behind so that you didn't have to eat that dust.
Yeah, we were able to follow your dust cloud, and finally we got out to the sign that said, "Beyond this point, we'll shoot you."
Yeah.
And then when someone walked up to the sign to take a photograph, the headlights went on to let us know they were there. I think that made believers out of all of them. Before, when they saw the headlights off in a distance, they didn't really buy into it. But when they saw the headlights close up, I think it put the fear into a couple of them.
But even, I saw them run over and throw their cameras in their car and lock their doors. It did scare a few people. But I told everybody before we left that security would be waiting for us right there, just like a spider.
Like you said, exactly the way you said it would happen. It happened. And then that plateau you took us to was great as a vantage point, and gave us a real clear view of the sky, and it was fun. What I thought was funny though is we were spending all that time looking at Groom Lake or towards Groom Lake, and then they pulled their little stunt behind us off in the valley. Yeah,
there's another place where they test these craft north along Highway 93. What is the other highway? 118? I forget what it is, but up there north near Ely, and you can see that from the same vantage points in the Tickaboo Valley, and that's really one of the things that we witnessed was them flying the craft north of us while everybody else that was there was watching Groom Dry Lake.
And in fact, the Air Force guy that was staying there at the RV camp where I was at there at Rachel, he was able to watch the going-ons at the same time we were. And he said there was 4 more craft at a lower level that we couldn't see.
Yeah, there may have been because we were looking at the one that was just dancing like crazy above
the one that was up high.
Yeah.
But he said there was 4 other craft down low, and he got quite a show. So we could have stayed there at the bar and sat on the porch and watched him probably from there.
Did you guys see anything on Thursday night?
Thursday night we were with you. We were out there at the mailbox.
But every time we saw something, Pooh was asleep. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's right. She comes up in the cab and was sleeping a lot.
Yeah.
I don't blame her though. It's a long night.
Oh, she played and stayed up as long as she could and went gangbusters. But then she
did pretty good.
Oh yeah, she did wonderful.
For 6 years old, she's a real trooper.
But she fell asleep.
It was a lot of fun. It was really fun meeting your family. Your wife's a real sweetheart. You really got lucky with her and giving you 2 really beautiful kids.
Well, thank you. We thought a lot of your family too. How did Debbie like the trip?
She really enjoyed it. She was really pleasantly surprised. What's really funny, though, I got to tell you, they know I'm nuts about you, and I listen to you all the time, and one of your devoted fans, and they at first they thought your voice was kind of harsh, and that you'd be kind of this big thunderous man, that would kind of scare them to death. And then when they met you, and they saw how nice you were, they just couldn't believe it. Your image over the radio is a lot more authoritative than you are in person. In person, you're just real friendly and real pleasant, real nice person.
Well, thank you.
But the kids, the wife that was one of the first things they noticed was how much fun you were to be around and how pleasant you were. So that was a real nice compliment, I thought. They're a little bit intimidated by you via the radio.
Did you guys see any UFOs?
Yeah, we did while you were sleeping that night. That Friday night, we saw that funny looking.
Why don't you describe what you saw, Gary?
Well, it was hovering above the mountaintop there, and it was blinking, and then the weird thing for me was, which at first I just thought I was seeing something, was the flash of light behind it. where it was kind of like a flashbulb, but the same effect, where you're concentrating on this light, and all of a sudden the sky behind it lights up, and then it dims out. And at first you're thinking you're seeing something because of the sudden increase in the light, and it kind of makes you blink a couple times. And that was interesting. I'm not sure what they were doing, if they were shooting something on the ground or blowing something up, or
it was like a huge aura around.
Yeah, it was like almost like it was like a flashbulb flash, and then whatever moisture or dust or cloud that was close by was lit up temporarily by it, and then the glow would kind of dim down until it was back to normal.
Yeah.
It was really kind of unsettling because you weren't really sure what you were seeing because you didn't actually see the source of the light.
Yeah, but you knew it wasn't an airplane.
You knew it wasn't an airplane. When you knew that was, at first it could have been anything, a helicopter or whatever, except a really big helicopter at that distance, because it had to be at least, 20 or 30 miles away at least.
At least 30 miles, probably more.
And so it was a pretty good-sized light bulb even at that distance. And then when it suddenly moved to the left, I would estimate it moved 2 or 3 miles in just a flash.
Yeah, just a split.
A split, and then it dropped down at an angle towards the ground, and then shot straight up like an elevator, and just very, very erratic movement, very quick, very fast, but covering a large distance each time it moved.
Yeah, and these were not turns; these were actual right angles and 45-degree angles, like instantaneously.
Angles, yeah, very quick, very fast. Very swift. Matter of fact, if you weren't watching it the whole time, you would think that you missed something. Very fast.
Yeah. And everybody witnessed these.
Yeah, everybody was watching that, and that was really fun because everybody that was hung in there and wanted to spend the night watching, everybody got to see it, except for a couple people that were sleeping.
Yeah. Did you see the one that we saw earlier over the Groom?
Oh, I was really upset about that. When I came outside, everybody was all excited. I didn't know why. I was inside my motorhome trying to fix a water leak.
Yeah, I told you not to go away.
When I stopped for that cow, suddenly the back of the motorhome jumped, and I disconnected the water tank, and so I was leaking inside the motorhome, and I was trying to fix that.
So you got caught by one of the roving bovines, huh?
Did you see that let me see, where you go. Did you see that firecracker?
Oh, she's talking about the meteorite.
Oh, the meteorite. I saw a couple little ones, but I didn't see that big one you guys saw. I'm not sure what I was doing. I was looking at a mouse or something. There was a spot there that one night I was chasing a mouse around.
Oh yeah, the kangaroo rat.
Kangaroo rat, yeah.
Yeah, he was hilarious, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a pretty friendly little guy. He wasn't too intimidated by us.
No, and I think he was a little upset that somebody put a blanket down there and was lying in his territory. He kept running around the blanket. Yeah. Okay, well, let's. I want to thank you, Gary, for calling, and we'll
for doing what you did. It was really nice of you to share your time with us and spend so much time educating. It was just terrific.
Well, I'm glad that you feel that way. I know everybody had a good time. You guys left early on Saturday afternoon.
We were pretty tired, and I knew I had to drive back to Bakersfield. So I'd get back to work first thing Monday, and that was kind of on my mind to hustle back and not be too tired Monday morning. But the little guys wanted to see the lights of Vegas again. That was the primary reason for driving home that night, was so they could see Vegas lit up at night. I drove up and down the boulevard a couple times.
You didn't go up to the ghost town with us, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did?
We went up to the ghost town. We couldn't do it in the motorhome, though.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's why I thought you didn't go up, because you didn't.
In fact, I found a hunk of dynamite.
Oh, you're the one, yeah.
He's the guy that was holding that stick of dynamite.
Well, I tell you what, man, you almost caused a lot of people to have some gray hairs throwing that thing like you did.
Well, it was pretty petrified. There was no wet or no nitro or anything dripping from it. It was bone dry.
Yeah, but you got to be careful. Dynamite can go off with any kind of shock.
Yeah, there was about 3 or 4 sticks there, and I picked up that one and was looking at it. I couldn't believe that they were still there. I was surprised to see anything there like that. Yeah,
well, that's what you find around those old mines.
Yeah, it was fascinating. That was really a fun trip, too. The little ghost town there, that's quite a sight. There's a couple places there that were almost intact, and so you could see how they built their stone huts, and it was really fascinating.
Yeah.
Tell the boys I said hi.
Huh?
Tell the boys that I said hi.
You said hi? I'll tell them a real beautiful girl said hi. I like that.
My golly, she's getting prettier every day. I got to tell you.
She's gorgeous. Both those little girls, you have to lock them up in the house and put a couple machine gun nests up. And
Well, hopefully that's a few years off yet. I mean, if I got to face that tomorrow morning, I'm not gonna get up. Thanks for calling, Gary.
They're pretty tough little kids. I don't think you have any trouble with them at all, Bill.
Oh no, especially Pooh. She's and the little one showing signs of being tough too.
Yeah, she's a strong little kid. I was impressed with her physical strength at 11 months old. She was incredible. It was great, Bill. I had a great time, and I really thank you for doing what you did. It was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you, and thank you for calling.
Good night. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Okay, the number for the rest of you out there who were with us at Groom Dry Lake, Area 51, call in. It's 520-333-4578, and the line's open. Don't be chicken. Gary was brave, and by golly, it was a very enjoyable call, so we'll see who this is. Pooh, you want to do the honors?
Sure. Who's calling?
Hi, Bill. It's Bill Brumbaugh.
Hi, Bill. How are you?
Pretty good. I didn't know, I got a call from that gate, said that you were taking calls on people that were out at Area 51, so I figured I'd call and put in my 2 bits.
Well, great. Tell us when you got there and what you did and what you learned and what you saw and all that kind of stuff.
Did you have a nice trip?
I had a real good trip in spite of the fact I had some challenges getting there. I had a couple breakdowns on the way, but we got out there, and the one night on Skywatch, while we were out there together, I believe it was your wife who was sitting in the back of the truck that I heard first, and she said, "I see one." And that's when we looked over and saw that there was an orange-colored disc in the sky, and I believe it was accompanied by a helicopter.
Yes, that's correct. Actually, 2 helicopters.
Okay, well, I had only seen the one through the binoculars that I had, but I'm sure there was 2. And then a second disc came up a little bit later on, and there was actually 2 in the sky, wasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I remember. I wish I was picking your show up on shortwave. I'm hoping to get a shortwave later this week, but I don't know how many people have related the same story, but I hope and pray that they're all given the straight information, because those craft were not conventional aircraft. They had nothing to do with technology that the general public is aware of, and some of the little aerobatics that they were performing is beyond, again, aerobatics of conventional technology.
What were they doing, Bill?
Well, they appeared just to be going through some, I guess, routine maneuvers. I don't know. This is the first time I've been out to Area 51, and the first time I've seen anything like that. But quite frankly, it was very provocative. There was no doubt that they did lift off from Area 51 there, and if not, that's restricted airspace. What were they doing flying there if that's restricted airspace? So I got to assume that those were government experimental craft of some sort.
Yeah. Did you see them make any high-speed movements or right-angle turns? Or
Definitely. They made turns. I mean, it was kind of like, moving a flashlight against a rock or something. I mean, the turns were that sharp, you know.
Yeah.
And it was pretty amazing what I saw. I was real impressed, and that alone was worth the trip out there.
Did you see the meteorite, the big one?
Yes, yeah. As a matter of fact, I saw it break directly overhead. The gentleman that I was with had brought a camera, and he had just put his camera down, taking it off the shoulder. But yeah, that thing burned up, and it made quite a little. It finally ended up. The final color it burned was green, and made quite a little splash against the sky.
Yeah, that was really something. I mean, I'd seen those disc-shaped craft fly so many times that I got a bigger kick out of the meteorite.
Did you learn something?
I'm sorry?
Did you learn something?
Oh, yes. Your dad gave some real good lectures. I learned quite a little bit, including, that was the second testimony I had on why we may or may not have been to the moon, and I'm tendency to agree that with the conventional Apollo craft that we're seeing now, we certainly did not get to the moon. Not with that craft. If we did get there, it was involving other technology.
Yeah, and I think that... I think that's exactly the conclusion that intelligent people all over the place would arrive at if they could actually see the proof that exists.
I always wanted to go to the moon.
Well, maybe someday you will, honey. You know, the whole future is open for you. You got a lot of years to go, boy. You could really go to the moon.
How about the sun?
Well, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, no, you could go at night.
Hey.
Well, hey, Bill, it was a greatly informative trip. I met some real interesting people out there that I made some lasting contacts with. I also found a couple of the people that lived out there, Chuck Clark and some others that have some very interesting stories, real ground-based documented stuff as far as their belief and some of the things that have gone out there. And again, for anybody listening who believes that when the government says that Area 51 doesn't exist, oh no, it's real and it's out there, and we need to recognize, as I'm sure that you've stated on the air, that since the government is denying its existence to the people of America, and yet other nations sell photographs of it, what is so heinous, what is so creepy out there that they don't want to let the people know?
Yeah, that's right. You can't get an acknowledgement from the United States government that the place even exists. You can't buy a satellite photograph of the place from the United States government, yet Russia and civilian satellite companies and other countries will sell you satellite photographs of Area 51 because they can overfly it under the Open Skies Treaty anytime they want to and take all the photographs that they want, but the American people aren't even allowed to know that it exists. So what are they hiding from us?
Well, there's a lot of potential scenarios to run there. As far as experimental aircraft, the fact that there may be a bolt hole there, underground facilities that are quite extensive. Certainly there was some high-level electromagnetic disturbance out there because 2 times, I purchased a compass right before I went out there. 2 times while I was out there, my compass started spinning.
Yeah, that's one of the anomalies that is commonly reported.
Yeah, so there's definitely high levels of electromagnetic disturbance, and going through so many of the technological schematics and stuff that I have seen of some of the different anti-gravity type engines, they all deal with one thing, and that is the high electromagnetic forces. And so I've got to believe that we've got something going on out there, but why won't they let the public know? What's coming down, and what are they trying to run past us? And I think with Independence Day, the movie that came out, and the fact that they brought in so many references to the day the Earth stood still, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., and then finally ending up with 2001 inside the craft there when he turned the computer on and said, "Hello, Dave." You looked at that and I go, oh my goodness. They have just programmed us with a whole bunch of stuff they've been laying on us for decades, and the purpose must be that something's coming to a head, and I believe it's got to be coming down pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, thank you for calling, Bill.
Well, thanks for having me on the air. Again, it was a wonderful experience. God bless and guide you, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
We interrupt this record to bring you a special bulletin. The reports of a flying saucer hovering over the city have been confirmed. The flying saucers are real. That was the Clatters recording Too Real. We switch you now to our on-the-spot reporter downtown.
Come on, baby, let's go downtown.
Take it away, John Cameron.
This is John Cameron downtown. Pardon me, madam. Would you tell our audience what would you do if the saucer were to land?
Just like in the air.
Thank you. And now listen, gentlemen there.
What I'm gonna do is hard to tell.
The gentleman with the guitar. What would you do, sir?
Take a walk down the street.
Thank you. Turn you now.
That was the Pelicans' Outer Space recording Earth. I've just been handed a bulletin. The flying saucer has just landed. We switch you again downtown.
Here we are again. We have with us Professor Strategic Fencing Mold of the British Institute. And the professor is approaching the saucer to see if there's possibly any sign of life aboard.
Well, I'm sure something. Are you there?
I hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
That was Laughing Lewis's record, Knocking.
This is John Cameron on the spot. And now I believe we're about to hear the words of the first spaceman ever to land on Earth. And now, here are the bowl scores.
43, 62, and 8 to 1.
The impact of seeing the first spaceman has this reporter reeling.
Here I go reeling.
Oh, this is John Cameron again downtown. The spaceman has returned to his ship and is taking off. We return you now to our studios.
The flying saucer has gone. There is no threat of an invasion. However, the flying saucers are still around.
Well, Pooh, you want to do the honors again? We have somebody on the phone line.
All right.
Hello, is this Pooh?
Yes.
I love the way you sing Happy Birthday. Do you know who I am?
No.
What about Patty? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. I remember you.
Well, I had a nice time with you, and I had a nice time with Allison.
Huh. Remember when we slept on the blanket and saw the stars?
Yes, that was really pretty, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how's your mom and dad doing? Did
They're fine.
they get rested up from their long trip?
Yeah.
Maybe I better talk to him. I don't know how long this program's going to run with me talking with just you, but I do miss you. All my love. Better put your dad on now.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Bill.
I was here all along.
You were, huh?
Yeah. How are you?
Good. I loved Area 51, loved the lectures, slides, videos, and the high-speed object. I only wished I would have had a pair of binoculars.
Oh, you were one of the ones that couldn't get your hands on binoculars.
Tried hard, but Jan was nice enough to give me a pair, but later on. But what I did see was orange with the aura around it. So shooting rather fast. I mean, it's not like a plane that we knew. I did enjoy the Wagon Hut security officer, so that was a little different. I enjoyed seeing that sign for myself. And, I just enjoyed the whole trip. I thought it was very nice. Met a lot of nice people.
Weren't they wonderful?
Oh, I love Mary. Isn't she a doll?
Yeah.
Pat and Joe, they were all nice. And the people on our trip, excellent people. In fact, we had a long talk with four of them at a gas station after we left Rachel. That was very enjoyable. So, and you guys, I'm sorry, did your wife tell you we ran into her? Bill says I should go right to the crab tables right away and play it all, because what was the chances of running into Annie in Las Vegas?
And there she was.
And there she was, yes. That was just another little highlight right on our trip, but we really enjoyed it. It was very nice.
Were you skeptical when you first arrived on the 4th?
No, I've seen him before, but my husband has not seen him.
How is Bill, by the way?
Yes, Bill he's excellent. He's always very nice, very pleasant, and he goes along with most of the little plans that I come up with.
Did he see anything while we were out there?
Yes, he did. He see the orange object, and he knew it wasn't a plane. He doesn't know what it was, especially at the speed that it was going and the different angles. He also wished that we would have had high-powered binoculars, or we could climb right up to Whiteside or Freedom Ridge and watch it right firsthand.
Well, that would have been nice, except you know the story there.
Yeah, I sure did.
What did you think when we went down to the sign? It really did say deadly force authorized.
Well, I didn't doubt your word. I was just glad that I saw it for myself. And
Were you surprised when they were waiting there and they turned on their lights?
Oh, I counted on it. You know, especially when we saw their headlights going back and forth, and then we had the two unusual guests that were there the one night. That was kind of hard to figure out. But on the whole, we had a wonderful time. Even the chase was good.
Well, why don't you tell everybody about the chase?
Oh, well, we were going down the road, and we were trying to lose somebody. But then they found us, I guess, because they didn't really find us because we were up on that little ridge, and they didn't see us. They didn't come up and get us.
Yeah, they didn't even see the turnoff. So we all got up on the ridge and turned out all the lights, and everybody refrained from smoking, and they just went right on by on the road.
Yeah.
But the security always knew where we were.
Yeah, well, whoever was looking for us didn't find us, but...
Yeah.
Anyhow, it was kind of fun. It was a little more interesting at the chase.
Yeah.
But, yes, I really appreciated the group as a whole. Excellent people. And glad to meet you and Annie and Pooh and Allison and all the people at the restaurant there, too. They're all very nice people. Had a marvelous trip. It was a very nice birthday party for my husband.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was his birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, did you remember that, Pooh?
Yeah.
And then Pat made us a real nice cake at the last minute.
Yeah, remember the wedding?
Oh, the wedding, yeah, I called out there, but they were in the middle of a wedding, that's right. That was after we left.
Pooh was the flower girl.
Was it Pooh?
Pooh?
What?
Were you the flower girl?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, when the song started, I held the flowers and I held the alien doll and I walked out very slow when the song started and then I smiled everywhere until I stopped. I kept smiling. And smiling and smiling and smiling.
It was a good wedding, huh?
Yeah, I really love the cake though.
The cake too? You got a cake? Oh, that's right. Pat made one of her special wedding cakes, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was telling me how good it looked. Yes. I'm sorry I missed that wedding.
You remember laying on the blanket under the stars with Patty, Pooh?
Yeah.
And telling all those stories?
Yeah.
You didn't know I was listening to all those stories, did you?
Mhm.
I bet Patty didn't know that either.
Oh, she knows all about Jesus.
Yes, she does.
She does, and her daddy told her. She told me so. Yeah, very smart little girl. And the trip, Bill, that was very nice, thank you. And he is a terrific person.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for coming, and thank you for calling.
All right.
Give Bill our love.
Patty, thanks for letting me sleep on your blanket and stuff.
That's all right.
We had lots of fun, huh?
Yes, we did. You're a terrific little companion there.
Remember when we sorted out the rocks?
Yes. Yes, we did sort them out. Was that Jared that was with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a pretty nice, pretty good companion too, wasn't he?
Yeah. I wonder if he's gonna call in.
I bet he will.
Well, I hope he does.
Yeah.
Him or Dan.
Yeah. My Bill's in bed, otherwise he'd be on the phone too.
I remember Bill falling asleep a couple of times.
Yes, yeah, he's an early bird.
Well, there was a few times that he was falling asleep that I was really jealous because I wanted to fall asleep, but I was the leader of the group and I couldn't do it. Tell him that for me.
I will tell him that, Bill.
Okay.
Okay, thank you again, and we will talk to you later.
Good night.
Bye, Patty. Have a nice sleep.
You too, honey. I love you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
520-333-4578. If you were out there with us at Area 51, now's the time to call. Don't be chicken. Good evening.
Hello, Bill. This is Dan.
Hi, Dan. I had a feeling you were going to be next.
Yeah.
How's Jerry?
Well, I just went to see it. He got to be a party pooper. He went on the bed and fell asleep. So now we had him up working all day today, so he's kind of tired. But yeah, one thing I was thinking, the only thing I kind of remember you left out, seems like it was the first night we seen that thing along the ground that he was pretty sure was a little hovercraft that they might have. Remember we seen that it was moving over. First we thought it was a car, but it was going.
Oh, you mean it moved way up the canyons?
Yeah, because it was going too fast, and it really wasn't on any road, and it was too smooth. If it had been on a road, it would have been bouncing.
Yeah, what that looked like was one of the small unmanned 6-foot diameter reconnaissance craft.
Yeah, and that was kind of interesting in itself there to see that, because it was doing a few things that.
Well, those things have surprised me a couple of times. I've been out there many times myself, and I walked around this little ridge one time. And one of them almost knocked me in the head. And that was quite an eye-opener. That's the first time I ever saw one. It almost ran right into my head. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that was interesting. That and just the others, I was not skeptical that they were there, but to be honest, I about halfway figured that, realizing they listened to the programs and knew you was going to be out there, whether or not they would purposely try and avoid doing anything those nights, so I was really happy that we did get to see that.
Well, I wasn't too I didn't think, to tell you the truth, that anything was going to happen. I was really amazed on Friday night when everybody really was able to witness one of these flights, two flights actually, one over Groom Lake and actually two over Groom Lake, almost simultaneously, and the one to the north.
Yeah. Yeah, I was the same way there, too. I remember looking through binoculars, the one to the north, you could see there was one other craft kind of coming. It's hard to say from the direction it was coming from the left, sort of inch toward it, but it was so dim that unless you happened to catch it binoculars, and then I gave them to Jared, and he said it was like the two almost came together and then split off again or something. Like I said, I'd given the binoculars over by that time. You couldn't see it without it, but...
Well, that's another common occurrence. It's just absolutely incredible when you see these things come together and it looks like they merge as one, right, and then they split and go different directions. And I've actually witnessed one hover and small ones come out the bottom of it and fly all over the place. So, who knows? It's like some guy called in Friday and wanted to know if these could possibly be holograms, and the truth is they could possibly be holograms, but it'd be pretty hard to put on a holographic show, I think, at that distance.
Right.
Did you guys have a nice trip?
Oh yeah, it was real nice. A little bit tired to drive. We had a lot of miles, like a lot of other people to go.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed it. I'd like to get back. Maybe sometime we can get back there again, and I guess they say sometimes later in the fall when the weather's cool, there's still one peak you can try and get up on, although it's a lot further away. Mm-hmm. They say it's harder to climb, though, too.
Well, from the saddle where you've got to park you've got to have a 4-wheel drive vehicle to even get to the trailhead.
Right.
And when you get to the trailhead to follow the cairns up Tickaboo Peak, if you're a good, healthy climber, it takes an hour from that point. If you're not, it could take 2 or 3.
Yeah, it'll take me 2-3 days probably.
Well, I'm no spring chicken either anymore.
But it was enjoyable. Then we went this past weekend and seen Independence Day, and it was interesting to correlate those two. You're sitting there realizing probably the only thing in Independence Day that has any truth to it is the fact that they're talking about Area 51. So,
yeah. But isn't it incredible that movie portrays the exact scenario that I have been predicting for years?
It sure is. It's a little bit surprising, too, that they do show it where it's at. In other words, they do, show it as being up northeast of northwest of Las Vegas. Talking about, of course, watching the vehicles like they have rolling up. If you've ever been there like we were, you realize there's no way they could get in a position to do that, obviously. But,
right.
Did you guys see anything?
Well, we just seen that stuff the 2 nights, we were there. We seen the hovercraft for one night and then several objects the other night. And of course, the first night, too, we spotted that. Thought it was a satellite, but like Bill was saying, maybe that was another kind of a vehicle, which was almost...
Yeah, I don't think it was a satellite, but I don't know what it was. I've never seen anything that shines down those blue beams like that.
Yeah, that was the thing that really amazed me. I didn't know if it was something they did in conjunction with the other stuff. But that's the first one I started watching. I just assumed it was a satellite going over. And then, like I said, except for the flashing being too much.
Yeah.
But it was well worth it. Like I say, we hope to get a chance to do it again sometime, and if the luck's half as good, it'll be great.
Oh, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was fun.
That sure was. Well, Jared had a lot of fun. And
but Pooh's been going out there since she was about 2 weeks old. So.
Now, we wish we'd had a chance to do some earlier. I think this is the first you've done since we've been listening to you, and doing stuff there. So.
I mean, that's really fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of good people and try and keep in touch with a few of them and see if we can do it again.
Were you surprised? Remember on the air I said that everybody who would go would really be good people and everybody would enjoy each other's company. Were you surprised that was true?
A little bit, because I remember I went to the one convention a couple of years ago, and the majority of them were, I can't say they weren't good people, but a few of them kind of hung to themselves. And I remember we had that one group that kind of split off. A lot of people think there may have been some agents or somebody in there early, but so compared to that, I'd say this group was just a lot tighter knit.
Yeah, they always are. When I take somebody to Area 51, they're always just wonderful people.
Right. And it's a little nice to have a smaller size, too. You get a chance to meet everybody a little bit more and to have some more interaction. Just was good. So
That's like food.
it was good, real good.
That's a good cook, isn't she?
Yeah, and I'm kind of just a picky eater that I like, sort of plain foods and that, but I certainly didn't have any trouble. Getting quite a bit to eat. Same with Jared,
And nobody said anything about Joe's guitar playing and singing.
Yeah, I was going to remind you about that earlier, too, Lee.
Well, I loved it.
Yeah, second night he did some guitar playing and singing there. A little bit of Hank Williams and a few others, so yeah, he's pretty good. If he practiced a little bit, get back in shape, like you said there, he could put himself some shows on Saturday nights out there.
Yeah.
If he plays those kind of songs, that means he's a cowboy.
Yeah, I likes that cowboy song, so okay. Well, we'll let you go. I'm going to go to bed here pretty soon. I got the thing recording as usual.
Okay, Dan.
And we'll be in touch soon.
Thanks for calling.
I'll see you again.
Okay, Pooh, we'll see you.
Tell Jared he missed his chance to talk to Pooh on the radio.
Yeah, I couldn't even wake you up. Okay. Good night.
Tell Dare I said hi.
Okay, I'll do that.
He might have a severe case of radio jitters.
Yeah, well, I thought that. Like I said, we got him up and we're working him pretty hard all day today, so I see you lay down there in the bed just passed out. So. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. 520-333-4578. If you were out at Area 51 with us, give us a call.
Don't be scared.
Yeah. If Pooh's not scared, you can't be scared.
Who's calling? Hello?
Hello?
Anyone there?
It's a chicken plucker. Got scared and hung up. 520-333-4578. Yeah, it's just incredible, folks, that Independence Day enacts exactly the scenario that I've been predicting for years. And I think it's a test of the reception of the American people to that kind of a scenario, because audiences are going wild. They love all of the nations and armies and everybody uniting to face this external threat from space. I can't believe it.
Good evening.
Oh, it's old Kurt Lochner, old Poopy Diapers, has come out of hiding, ladies and gentlemen. Kurt Lochner, the FBI and ADL confessed informant. That's exactly who that is. He hasn't learned yet that we're on to him. He is a scumbag par excellence. Poopy Diapers and his mother is still looking for him, and he is still dragging that load across the floor, ruining everything in his path. Good evening.
Hello?
Poopy Diapers again. Well, I tell you what, Kurt, you keep it up, and I'm just going to have to deal with you in some other manner. And believe me, I can do it.
Hello? Good evening.
No, it's old Poopy Diapers again. If somebody from Area 51 that was out there with us would get on the phone, we could get rid of this silly clown. But I don't know if anybody's going to.
Hello?
Hey, Pooh.
There we are. Turn your radio off.
How you doing? Hey, I didn't get there, but you raised some interesting questions about how you could tell that we didn't go to the moon based on your distant observation, and maybe you could elaborate on if they actually did anything similar to the Philadelphia experiment.
Who's this?
Oh, I'm David from Ohio.
Oh.
David, you got to turn your radio off.
Okay. I got it down.
Okay. Without being able to show you the proof, and I can't do that over the radio.
Okay.
I can't really prove to anybody that and all I can prove is that the photographs that NASA is showing us that they say were taken on the moon are fake.
Yeah, I looked at those. That's what I thought.
Yeah, we can prove that hundreds of them are fake very easily. I mean, it's not hard to do. You don't have to even know anything about photography. You do have to know something about light and shadows and
I like the Oswald photo with all the different shadows on his face and the background.
Yeah.
Now, the Philadelphia experiment, did they actually ever displace a ship? Did you ever find that out, or is that
No, it's a total disinformation, fake, phony story. It was promulgated by the Office of Naval Intelligence Counterintelligence Division during World War II when we were outfitting ships with what is called degaussing. Degaussing are coils that run longitudinally and athwart ships vertically around the entire girth of the ship and by putting electricity through these different size coils, that's the A, B, C, and Q coil, you can neutralize the magnetic field of the ship, which for all intents and purposes, does make it invisible, but only to magnetic mines.
Okay.
And the Office of Naval Intelligence planted all those stories and planted the news stories to deceive the Germans, but the Germans never fell for that crap either.
Okay, well, say hello to Prue. She sounds like a nice little girl, and I enjoyed your show. I'll let you go in case somebody else calls. Thanks a lot, Bill.
Okay.
Bye.
And it's amazing that counterintelligence operation that was meant to fool the Germans during World War II has ended up fooling Americans this many years later. Good evening.
How you doing, Bill?
Good. Who's this?
This is Steve. I didn't actually visit, so is it okay to speak?
Well, since nobody else is calling, yeah, they all chickened out. Chicken pox. I can't believe they went all the way in there in the middle of the night in a place that was very dangerous, and then they're afraid to call a radio show. But that's what it is. People get the jitters calling, being on live radio. It scares some people. First time it ever happened to me, it scared the hell out of me. So.
Well, yeah, but I've spoken with you a few times, so I'm kind of a veteran. But is this going to be a yearly event? I wasn't able to make this year.
No, it's just something that decided to do because there were some people who kept writing and asking and wanting to go. But I don't know. We might do it more often. It's a lot of fun.
And you'll, of course, you'll advertise the next available one, right?
Sure, of course.
Oh, great. Also, do you plan on doing? Remember you mentioned.
But you got to understand, just because we go out there doesn't mean that we're ever going to see anything. These people were very lucky.
Oh yeah, no, that's implied. Yeah, but. I remember you mentioned you might dedicate a Veritas to the UFO hoax. Do you think that's something you might still do?
Well, UFOs are not a hoax; they're real.
I mean the plan to use them as a device of deception to everyone into an.
Yeah, we do plan to do an entire issue on the UFO subject, Area 51, the hidden technology, the German developments during World War II, and some of the promulgators of the alien threat, mind control, abduction scenario, and all that kind of stuff. And it'd be easy to fill 3 or 4 newspapers with that stuff.
In fact, have you seen that Making of Independence Day on Showtime, HBO, whatever it might be?
No.
Oh boy, it's such propaganda. They do they do very little of the effects. What it is mostly is the opinions of quote-unquote experts, ufologists in the field, and the opinions of the actors.
Excuse me, it's ufologists.
Yeah, 2 O's, exactly. So all these idiots are sitting in the screen saying, it would be naive of us to think that we are the only beings in the universe, and so, that to them means, well, they must be here, and so this is an okay thing to do, and it's not all propaganda and BS. And it just seems that this film has helped people more readily accept this completely artificial notion that freaky looking beings are flying here and they're going to destroy Earth. It's just
yeah. Well, that's one of the scenarios that they may implement in order to bring about the New World Order.
Another thing is I've had the opportunity to watch because I find them entertaining. They're in fact, I'm going to send you some. Some of them are so idiotic and speculative, it's just hilarious. But these UFO documentaries, right? You watch these things, and I found 16. I got to stick them all on an audio tape and send them to you. 16 times when interviewing people, and of course you can read it over and over again in some of these guys' books when they do their regressive memory, hypnotherapy, all this kind of whacked out stuff. I found 16 people saying that, oh yes, they did this and this to me, which is exactly like the experiments in The Day the Earth Stood Still, and then they mentioned, and the mouths of these beings never moved. And so now, this whole thing of the mouths never moving lends itself very easily to a couple of jokers in a rubber suit, controlling you through some means of paralysis and then altering your memory. It's a little too convenient.
Yeah, it is, but I don't think they go to that much trouble. I think it's all done with mind control technology, and I think that people really believe that it happened, but I think they were sound asleep in their bed or sitting in their car, and it all happened in their head.
Yeah. Hey, Chris Carter borrowed some of your
borrowed some of your idea, but unfortunately he made a joke out of it. So people, if they were ever going to take it seriously, coming to it on their own conclusion, he kind of laughed it off of government agents in gray rubber suits. I don't know if you saw that episode, but
well, if you watch Fire in the Sky and Communion, you'll see in those movies alien masks laying around and alien suits.
Yeah,
they're laughing at you. They're laughing at all of us. It's a tremendous joke.
And the book you couldn't think of by Whitley Strieber, I believe it's called Transformation.
No, it's Breakthrough.
Oh, it's Breakthrough is the newest one?
Breakthrough, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I must have been thinking Transformation because of that.
Full of the Masonic symbology. It's so obvious. It's unbelievable.
Oh, the guy's a lunatic. Hey, guess what someone found? A friend of mine found a hard-covered copy.
Well, now, I don't believe Whitley Strieber's a lunatic. I believe he's a man who has an agenda, who is helping to perpetrate a great hoax. I don't think there's anything lunatic about him at all. I think he's pretty intelligent to have pulled off as much as he's pulled off and have so many people believing it.
Just one last question. Have you ever produced a bound version of the treason document?
No.
Oh, okay. I remember.
No, but we may do that because we've got so many now we can't even put them in the package. We got to go. We're out of time.
Okay.
Good night.
Say good night, Pooh.
Good night. Good night, everyone, and God bless you all.
Hey, that's great. Good night, folks, and God bless each and every single one of you.
There's no reason for you to lose your mind, 'cause I've seen something that's gonna change our time. If I